Dwight Howard back in La La Land. You better believe it, folks. What is going on? Y'all, 5 Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NBA here to bring you guys some breaking news. But before I do, if you're new to the channel, make sure to go ahead and subscribe by hitting the big red subscribe button down below and turning on my post notifications so you are notified every time I post a new video. And while you're at it, make sure to follow me on my social media links down below and on the screen for my Twitter, my Instagram. Reach out to me, talk to me, let's debate, let's talk. And let's do all of that. With that being said, here to talk about the breaking news coming out of the NBA, which is the Lakers and Dwight Howard both have mutual interest in one another. So let me break down if this signing or potential of a signing makes sense for the Los Angeles Lakers to go after Dwight Howard in the wake of Boogie Cousins' ACL tear that just happened. So let's get started. So I made a video about the Boogie Cousins injury a few days ago and explaining my thoughts about where do the Lakers go from here. And I put up on the board my list of guys available for the Lakers, and Dwight Howard was one of them. And I said, listen, I would not mind if I'm a Lakers fan looking at Dwight Howard. I really wouldn't, okay? The other options on the list were Carmelo Anthony, and I'm not a fan of that at all. For obvious reasons. Nene, he's a little too old. Joakim Noah's there, but Joakim Noah to me is also still a little bit too old, but I'll get to him in a second. And then another guy I was looking at was Kenneth Faried as well, who I am a big fan of for the Lakers to sign. And I thought they should show interest in him, but it looks like Kenneth Faried obviously would be a little too small to play the center spot. So maybe they're just looking at pure centers, if you will. So let's talk about this Dwight Howard thing. So the reports are coming out that the Lakers have mutual interest with Dwight Howard, and Dwight Howard, of course, also has interest as well. And he's talking about the fact that this is not the same old Dwight Howard. I'm talking about D12 himself, and I'm paraphrasing here, of course, in that he does not have an ego anymore. This is not the Carmelo Anthony situation where he's not, willing to not come off the bench. Absolutely. He understands now that he's a role player. And that's essentially what he's trying to get at is he doesn't have an ego. He's willing to do whatever a team needs for him to do to help win games at this point. Dwight Howard realizes he's not the same all-star level player. He's had too many injuries. He's had too many surgeries. His game has fallen off. The NBA has changed a lot. And he hasn't been able to, be the same, okay? But he's willing to obviously take a lesser role. And that is something you can absolutely utilize, at least, because with a lot of these stars, hint, hint, Carmelo Anthony, Allen Iverson, guys like that, they have a lot of trouble not being the guy at the end of their careers. And Dwight Howard realizes that. And now he's saying all of these things. Let's see if it's actually true. But I don't think this is a bad idea, okay? And here's why. Dwight Howard, when we last saw him with the Washington Wizards, was still giving you a double-double, okay? Now, Dwight Howard as your main backup center might be an issue because that would, ask for him to play maybe 20, 25 minutes a game. But Dwight Howard as your potential backup center with McGee, now you are obviously reducing that playing time there. And I think that Dwight Howard can give you the rebounding. He's a better defender than Boogie Cousins ever was. Now, obviously, the lack of shooting doesn't help. But again, you'll take the defensive prowess and sacrifice the lack of shooting, okay? Because he can still patrol the paint and defend the rim, okay? And that's if Dwight Howard can come in, give you, 8 to 10 points with those roll to the basket, dunk the ball, catch lobs, and just do the dirty work and rebound the ball, get you, 6 to 8 to 9 rebounds a game. That's all you would need from Dwight Howard as a backup center, and that would be more than enough. And so you take a look at the Lakers, big man depth, and I've got 80 listed here twice because he could play both positions, so power forward or center. But let's say the Lakers start, 80 at center. You've got Kuz, you've got Jared Dudley, but then you'll have McGee and Dwight Howard backing up 80. But let's say 80 starts at the 4, you would have McGee at the 5 starting and then Dwight Howard behind him. So he will give you some much-needed depth. Now, again, beggars can't be choosers, and there's not a lot of other options out there. I mentioned Kenneth Faried is one of them, and maybe they could still sign Kenneth Faried. But, of course, Nobody's going to give you the ability to stretch the floor like Boogie did, but Dwight Howard might have a little bit more speed at this point than Boogie does. I mean, that's not saying much, but it is what it is. So to me, I don't mind this signing because this is going to be very cheap. It's essentially going to be a minimum contract for Dwight Howard. He's not going to be able to command anything more. It's going to be a short-term deal. These are those signings. And I said this with the Boogie signing too. I'm not a big DeMarcus Cousins fan, but the low-risk, high-reward signings, you can't hate on those 1-year minimum deals. If he doesn't pan out, just cut the guy. Now, one thing I do want to point out, Dwight Howard is actually on an NBA roster. A lot of people tend to forget that he's technically playing for the Memphis Grizzlies. He got traded for CJ Miles, so he's not expected to play for the Grizzlies, who are in a rebuilding position. They are going to buy him out. But point being is he is still on a roster, so we have to wait for the buyout to happen, and then he can sign with the Lakers. But to me, low risk, high reward. I don't mind the signing at all. I think the Lakers should absolutely go for it. They definitely need some big man depth. And Dwight Howard, it's slim pickings out there in terms of best big man available. And if you get anything, lightning in a bottle here with Dwight Howard of how he used to be before, that's just gravy. So take it and run with it, Lakers. Let me know what you guys think. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Please make sure to subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.